el exec, el vele, el fenómeno que todos quieren ser, el chamaquito que no pueden entender.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to episode 101 of the Exec Talk podcast. I am your host, El Velez. Jam-packed, okay? Jam-packed weekend of absolute sports madness. Anywhere from Formula One, IMSA, IndyCar, NASCAR, the NBA, MLB, NHL. Can't get to that, though, because I don't know jack squat about hockey, and it's a tough game to learn. I just know that they go fast and score goals and one-timers. No soccer except El Clasico, but it's not with Ronaldo or Messi, so do we really cover it? So Champions League starts this week, I believe, the semifinals, and a lot of playoff basketball, which is what the big topic today and Thursday will be my mock draft. I only do one. I did it last year. We're going 1 to 32, and we're gonna see what we hit. I feel pretty confident about some of the things. Then again, there might be like 30 trades in the first round. So, we shall see about that. But starting off, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow us on all our socials. I will be getting more clips. I know that they're entertaining. We're working on editing the videos. It's a long form content, so it takes a while. But we're working hard at it. I appreciate all the interaction when I do post them. Trust me, we want to get those. We want to get more to you guys. But thank you for all the support, regardless. And remember that this is also an audio podcast on all audio streaming platforms as well. You can catch us on YouTube here, but also on your Apple Podcast, Spotify, all that good stuff. So getting into it, Formula One. We always start, right? If there's a Formula One weekend, we always start with that. Why? Because it's probably the first thing I saw Saturday morning and Sunday. Now, we said we might have some hope, a slight glimmer at the end of the tunnel. Unfortunately, this is what happened to us. Unfortunately, Max Verstappen won by 12 seconds again. Now, it was over Lando Norris. Checo got third. But, same old story. First corner, he's gone. Now, it looked like in the middle of the race when there was pit stops going on, two virtual safety cars, and then a full safety car. There was maybe some type of competitive driving, but not really. I mean, Verstappen came out fifth, I think, out of his pit stop, and this man drove back through the field. He passed Lando Norris, I think, or Charles Leclerc was in the lead. He passed him, I want to say like 6-7 laps later. Quick work, passed him, left him. Never to be seen again, unfortunately. Consistently running, half a second, 0.6 of a second faster than his own teammate in the same car. I repeat, in the same car. Okay? There has to be something fishy going on there, bro. There's no way that car is 0.6 faster just because of Verstappen. I'm not a Verstappen hater. I love the greatness, but at the same time, I would love some competition at the head of the pack. Mercedes is clearly in the back foot when it comes to the top four. The midfield is somewhat competitive. I mean, but the end of the field is kind of up and down. You see the when the commentators get excited for a pass for 15th, you got a problem. Okay? A pass for 15th for 0 points shouldn't get the commentators that excited. You know what that's called? Forcing excitement. That's forcing emotion. Oh my God, Kevin Magnussen about to pass Alex Albon into 15th. What a move. Like, Bro, he's going from 16th to 15th. What are we doing? Let's get with the program. Aston Martin, McLaren, Ferrari. I'm looking at you because right now, Mercedes, they're my favorite team, but we're on the back foot. It's not looking good right now for the rest of the season unless we make some major upgrades to our top speed. Holy shit. We are getting cooked by the Aston Martins and Ferraris at the straightaways. We can't turn on slow corners. That was horrible to watch for Lewis and George, for them to just struggle bus the whole race, trying to, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. That whole first sector was incredibly slow for the Mercedes. But Verstappen wins again. Where are we heading next, guys? Guess what? Right here. Miami is next. Now, what do we expect from Miami? Well, guess what? Verstappen. Exactly. Verstappen. You know why? Because he won last year. Exactly. So, hopefully something happen. Maybe, engine go poof. Maybe blow out tire, crash. Not wishing no harm, but, it made for exciting racing. If he's not in it or he's behind, because then he's passing people and it looks kind of cool when he's catching up, but probably Verstappen in another landslide. Maybe a Red Bull 1-2 once again. And, very nice. NASCAR. Man, what an exciting Talladega. Now, it wasn't as exciting as usual because there was 0 cautions first 2 stages. They ran like ballerinas out there. Nobody spun. Nobody hit nobody. It was just pushing, competitive, clean. Now we get to that third stage, though. That final stage when it's for the win. Man, it gets like this every corner. You're like, what's happening next? What's going to blow up next? So the stage started off, a couple of spins here, hit car here, 4 cars, 6 cars. Man, that last lap was rough. Okay? So you have Michael McDowell, pole sitter, in the front, getting pushed by Brad Keselowski, while he has Reddick on the outside, getting pushed by Martin Truex Jr., and it's basically Ford versus Toyota. Chevys are nowhere to be found. They're behind these 2 packs. And you're coming around turn 1, boom, 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 and McDowell gets out there. And he gets out there in no man's land, but he tries to block both lanes. They come onto the backstretch. They're kind of even. McDowell goes into turn 3. He's ahead. And then Brad Keselowski pushes him out further, tries to snake him. McDowell blocks once. Keselowski tries to do the rope-a-dope, go down to try to snake him. No. McDowell says, nah, I'm blocking. And as soon as he comes down, he touches his bumper. And since it's already unsettling, since he's already going left, he's not really going straight, and you have to be hitting him square, especially when you're going through the tri-oval. He spun. That caused a melee, and Reddick with the 45 and Michael Jordan, Denny Hamlin Racing, or 2311 Racing, wins at Talladega. That kid's going to be a champion, man. I've said it since he came out of Xfinity with Jordan Motorsport. Him, Chastain, those kids are good, man. Gregson, all those junior motorsport cats, all the young kids, they're gonna, I bet the old man Childress is probably, thinking like, maybe I should have signed him. But you got Kyle Busch, you're gonna win some races, but you let a talent like that go. That's tough. And then you let the GOAT get him. You let Michael Jordan get him. So Michael Jordan adds to the wins and the accolades as an owner. Champion is going there soon. I don't know if this year. It's possible this year. They have the car, they have the team, everything they need to win the championship. And now that they're in the playoffs with this win, they could be a lot more aggressive and chase playoff points, stage points, and wins. But I expect Reddick to be at the end of it all. The Chevys didn't Ford was very strong this weekend. It was like a show-up weekend again for Ford. They were getting molly-whopped the whole season, except at Daytona where they got the pole as well. But, they were getting molly-whopped, just destroyed left and right, by Chevy and Toyota. But Ford put in a good showing. You had McDowell with Front Row Motorsports in the front. You had Keselowski with RFK. Buscher with RFK. So you had some good people in the front for the Fords. Logano crashed out. Most of the Toyotas crashed out in a dumb way, coming out of the pits at the end. But overall, really good, exciting race. Not as much chaos as we're used to at Talladega, but certainly enough to keep the blood boiling. Good racing, and excited that Reddick won and climbed the fence like Elio Castroneves, like the Spider-Man. We go to Indy. Same story, different track. He's done it 10 times before. Scott Dixon doesn't get the pole, is not even in the top 5, and somehow, some way, Fuel saves his way to a win, holding off Colton Herta, holding off Joseph Newgarden, which was charging at him and led the race for a while. So did Will Power. The Penske boys really like dominated the race for the most part, especially from the beginning. But Scott got the lead. Scott's the best ever at saving fuel, saving tires, and keeping you behind him. And in a track like Long Beach, where it's tight corners and you gotta be really close to make a move, he just managed his gap. They don't know how he didn't run out of fuel. I mean, he was on fumes, but hitting the number. Colton was after him. He wasted all his push to pass. Scott Dixon ended up with more. He was using like 2-3 seconds a lap just on the straightaway so he wouldn't get to the draft and get his back bumper. So, but a hell of a race. Shout out Scott Dixon, the 6-time champ, one of the GOATs. We're living in your bubble, buddy. If you want to win, you just say so, and you win. I'm expecting Alex Palou to get it going, to get some more wins, because he's the one defending his two championships. But Joseph Newgarden is doing well. Will Power looks like he's had a resurgence. And Palou, Herta, Rasmussen crashed. The Mike Shank boys. Everybody's doing well, but I think Penske, Andretti, and Ganassi are still at the top like they've always been. We just got to see more into the season who is really going to start taking ownership of that. Penske right now, I guess you could say that has, well, not really, because the first race was won by Penske. Second race was won by Palou, but that was at Thermal, so that's the All-Star race. That doesn't even count for points. So the next race, which was this one, won by Scott Dixon. So I think that overall you're going to have a battle between the teams. I expect Andretti to do good, Ganassi, and Penske to just keep dominating because they're the best 3 teams in the sport. Moving on to, that's NASCAR, F1. We had IMSA, which Ganassi won, 0-1. Shout out to Ranger Van der Zande at Long Beach. Interesting race for those type of cars. You can pass, but not really. You better be really sure about it. You can overbrake real easily and, hit the barrier at 1. But overall, really good race. Long Beach is always good with IMSA. First sprint race of the season. So actually first race that it's a short race, but it's for points. So for the Ganassi boys to not win at Sebring, even though they were being at the front in Daytona, crashing out in the nighttime, so overall, I think it was a great racing weekend. Now we move to the nitty-gritty. Well, first of all, football-wise, the only move that has happened, Zach Wilson got traded from the Jets to the Broncos. I don't know if to clap at that or to laugh at that. And it also kind of leaves me kind of puzzled because Because if you're Sean Payton, right, you already had a bad experience with a Russell Wilson, a movement quarterback that didn't have good in-pocket mechanics and couldn't go read to read. He's a more mobile, more outside the pocket, create. So why the hell are you getting a bust? Was a former number 2 pick, can't take that away from him, but a bust that does the same thing. And then you're also projected to take, I don't know, Bo Nix in the first round. Make that make sense. Is that your backup to Bo Nix? Completely different players. Bo Nix is a giant. Zach is like 6'1". You know, Bo Nix does have athletic ability, but he's a bigger frame, bigger arm, more of a pocket passer, more your style, more Drew Brees-like. Why do you get Zach Wilson? If you think that you're going to turn Zach Wilson from what he is, I mean, I believe in you. You're Sean Payton. I really don't doubt you. You're one of the greatest offensive minds and quarterback whisperers in the history of the NFL. So, but make it make sense. Why didn't you go after him last year? Then you would have put him and Russ on the same team. Why didn't you, why didn't you get him earlier so you could get him into OTAs first and really go down and break down his game so you build him from the way up? I still think you're taking a quarterback. I still think you're taking Bo Nix. I still think that if you have a chance to trade up and go take J.J. McCarthy, that you do it. I don't think you go for Michael Penix. That's not your type of guy. And you're not the type of guy, well, I mean, nah, you don't like knees. You don't like knee injuries. So, overall, I mean, I don't hate it. It was for like pick 2. I think pick like it was something. It was like 256. Like you want the last round of the last round. You want the last round. You're scrapping away at picks here for what you got, what you wanted. I think overall, you went for it's pick 203 for pick 256. Like what? Why? Like you're trading the Zach Wilson, and the deal includes a late round pick swap, 6 for a 7th, and AY would pay some of Wilson's roughly $5.5 million salary. Overall, I mean, this doesn't mean anything. I mean, this doesn't mean nothing. This doesn't mean absolutely anything to Sean Payton. I still think he think that he is going to draft quarterback. I still think he's going to draft quarterback because I think he wants to build one from zero. He did it with Drew Brees. He came from the Chargers. He was hurt. He had an ability to build him from absolutely nothing. And I think that's what he wants to do. A guy like Bo Nix, really tall, strong. He can build the pocket around him, and he could just teach him the way of playing quarterback, the Sean Payton way, in the pocket, hitting your windows, being accurate. And I think he could be successful with the kid. But Zach Wilson's on the move off the Jets, and maybe in Denver he won't be as much of a failure. But we shall see. Next, now we get into the nitty-gritty. Now, I'm not talking about no draft stuff right now. You know why? Because my mock draft is on Thursday. I've already said my top 3 picks, and I am sticking by them. Okay? Sticking by them. All right? In the same order. Caleb, Jaden, Drake. And Drake can go to the Minnesota Vikings. He can go to I think he's going to I think the Patriots pick Drake May. If somehow, some way Minnesota offers the kitchen sink at the Patriots, maybe they can move up to 3. Maybe, they take JJ because they want JJ. Many different things can happen. But we're not talking about that right now. What we're talking about right now is playoff basketball. Game ones. Yes, sir. Okay? Now, let's start off by something that hasn't happened, I think, in the last 20 years or 15 years. Every single home team won game one. Every single one. Now, let's start with the order that they were in. Cleveland wins game one, wire to wire. Donovan Mitchell scores 30. The Magic struggled from 3, and Paolo finished with 24, 7, and 5. What I saw in this game specifically is I saw Donovan Mitchell basically flushing what happened last season in the playoffs and how he played and turning into this guy again. Turning into the guy that used to score 28 a game in the playoffs for Utah. You know, the reason why Cleveland got him. That's what I saw. Okay, Garland played well, but, you know, this team runs with Donovan Mitchell. So if Donovan Mitchell's right, this team's going to succeed. Okay? Now, when we go to the game, though, and we break down the box score, interesting is the bench point differential, the rebounding is insane. But that's because I think that we also saw inexperience from Orlando, which we said we would see. We said we would see the inexperience. And, you know, with that inexperience comes bad turnovers, bad passes, bad decisions. It'll get better. And I think that they can get a game, if not two. But, you know, 97 to 83, it was close for the most part, but then Cleveland started really pulling away in the second half. Do I expect the Magic to win one in Cleveland? Not really. Not tonight. I think they play tonight. I don't believe so. And you had good outings. I mean, Jonathan Isaac gave you 10. Paolo gave you 24, as I said. He did go 2 for 7 from 3. He doesn't shoot from 3 very well. Maybe he shouldn't take 7 of them. You know, get back to that mid-range. Franz should have given us more. He went 18, 7, and 3. I was expecting more from him. He's been in the World Championship. So has Paolo, but I expect a little bit more from Franz. And I believe that he will show up going on in the series. Gary Harris gave you 0 for 5 from 3, 0 for 6 from the field. You don't like that, obviously. And then Jalen Suggs gave you 13, but on 4 of 16 shooting and 1 for 7 from 3. What are we doing? This is not your strength. Your strength is bullying in the paint with Paolo, Franz, Wendell Carter Jr., and kicking out to your shooters when they're in the game. Mo Bogner, he put in 10. I expected a little bit more from him. Wendell put in 3. Expected more from him. Markelle had 0 on 0 for 4. Cole Anthony were 0 for 7, 4 points, 0 for 4 from 3. Joe Ingles gave you 1. So what we said before the series started, these are two defensive teams. The defense was definitely shown. 97 to 83 is not a 2024 score by any means. This is more early 2000s. Okay, so there was definite defense being played. They held them to 32.6% shooting, 21% from 3. I mean, it was a defensive shutdown for a lot of the game. Evan Mobley put in 16 and 12 and 11. 6 for 12 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3. That is the dimension that this team has not had since they drafted Evan Mobley. This year, he made the concerted effort because it made sense to become a stretch 4 that can be a defensive juggernaut. To shoot threes, to be able to shoot, to be able to stretch out the floor, be a threat from out there, so people don't pack the paint and you can't run pick and roll like happened last year, because Jared Allen's already a non-shooter. So you can't be a non-shooter. That's bad. Okay? So he played well. He got 11 rebounds, 2 assists. Jared Allen also put in 16 with 18 rebounds. That's where I said that the rebounding disparity was nuts. You're talking about rebounding. Magic got 40, and they beat them by 14. Cleveland got 54. So, the rebounding is going to be a definite telltale sign in this series. Darius Garland put in 14. He went 6 for 11, 2 for 6 from 3. Didn't really have a game. Hasn't really found his rhythm in the playoffs yet. I believe that he'll get better as they go on. Maybe in game 2 he goes off. Mitch dropped 30 on 11 for 21. Good efficiency. 3 for 8 from 3. Good enough for him. Max Strus dropped 7. 1 for 5 from 3. Should have scored more. 3 for 8 from the field. Wasn't really his game. Niang dropped 5. Okoro dropped 4. LeVert dropped 5. Yeah, this was all D. Mitch and the starting 5. I expect the game 2 to go kind of the same way. Maybe the Magic shoot better, but again, Niang might score more. LeVert, Sam Merrill might score more. Mitch might go, instead of 3 for 8, he might go 5 for 9 from 3. Garland can possibly go, 4, 5, 6 for 10 from 3. So, this is definite change. I believe Evan Mobley will get offensively more comfortable as the series goes on. So we'll have some nights from him. But overall, to open up the playoff slate for the weekend, it was a nice game to watch. Paolo really played, showed that he has that superstar in him. And I expect to be a competitive series, but I expect Cleveland to, dispatch of Orlando in short order, unless injuries or Paolo and Franz really start kicking it, and the offense for the Orlando Magic starts kicking, and that defense starts really clicking, because, once you get Jalen Suggs getting steals and Paolo and Franz creating, disruption and grabbing rebounds, if they can even out the rebounding battle, I believe that they can definitely cause some problems for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Next game was the 76ers. No, it was the Suns Timberwolves. Hey, this is where it starts, people. This is where it starts. I want you to go back to the beginning of the season. I don't know how many episodes that was ago. The beginning of the season. You know what? Go back to last season after the playoffs are done, and tell me that I wasn't one of the first ones on the Anthony Edwards bandwagon telling you that he was going to be the face of the NBA, future MVP, and possibly win a championship with the Minnesota Timberwolves. What you saw on Saturday is what I've been telling you guys all season long. This guy is one of them ones. And I feel so happy to see him succeed this way. So happy. 33 points. I mean, third quarter took over, scored 18 by himself from 3 inside. I mean, it was Ant playing defense at a high level. Now, Minnesota in the first half, man, stifling defense. Stifling. Booker couldn't get a shot off. Jaden McDaniels was all over him. Ant was all over Bradley Beal. They couldn't get comfortable. Kevin gave him 31 on 11 of 17. 2 of 2 from 3, which is not normal for Kevin Durant to only take 2 threes. But Nurkic only gave you 9 with 4 rebounds. Durant only gave you 7 rebounds and 1 assist. Beal gave you 15 on 6 of 10 and 1 from 3 from 3. Grayson Allen gave you 4 with 0 for from 3. Went 0 for 3, the leader in the regular season for 3-point percentage. And Devin Booker gave you 18. 5 for 16, 2 for 6. Listen, guy, when you're facing a bulldog like Anthony Edwards, come on, man. You You ain't pulling up. Before the series, Ant said, hey, I remember hearing that Devin Booker and Bradley Beal are Devin Booker's the best two guard in the league. And I have something to say about that. This was before the series started. That's how confident he was. And you saw that on Saturday. This man took it upon himself in the third quarter to absolutely dismantle the Suns. Shooting 30-footers off the dribble, going inside the paint, getting steals, dunking. He was everywhere. Talking that shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're in store for. He's the next face of the NBA. Okay? He's the next face. He's 22. You know what he tweeted after the win? He went one down, 15 to go. You know what that means? That's a message. Not just to his team, not just to the fans, not just to the organization, but to the whole league. It's my time. I'm 22 and I want that chip. And if they keep playing like this defensively, and Ant keeps doing this, which I expect Ant to keep doing this, he averages 30 for his playoff career. This is a normal game for him. 33. People are like, oh, Anthony Edwards is at home. Oh, he got hot. What if he got hot in the first half? This man barely shot the ball in the first half. He cooked you guys in third. Cooked. Stir fry. Nobody could do nothing with him. He called out KD. He was his favorite player, his GOAT, and cooked him from three. Cooked him. In his face, talking you old ass, You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that energy. I love the way he plays, man. He's my favorite player. And you cannot tell me that I'm bandwagoning or nothing. Go back to the end of the playoffs last year and look what I said about Ant, and especially all through the offseason and all throughout the season. I told you Ant was one of them ones. I told you. Now, the team played absolutely amazing. McDaniel played great defense. Conley played good defense. Gobert played good defense. Cat played good defense. Kyle Anderson got hurt. Hopefully he's okay. Naz Reid played well, hit some threes. But for the Suns, you need some help. Royce O'Neal gave you 14. He went 4 for 8 from 3. He's the one that kind of kept you in it when you were close. Other than that, you got 0 from Eubanks, 0 from Thaddeus Young. Okogie got 2. Nazir Little got 2. Bol didn't play. He played 4 minutes at the end. Like, that's not playing. Evan Gordon gave you 0. Like, Eric Gordon gave you 0. You're not going to go anywhere like that. And I think it's going to continue. You know why it's going to continue? Because Jaden McDaniel and Anthony Edwards ain't going nowhere. Devin Booker can't duck the smoke when it comes to the defensive assignment. Because best believe Devin Booker is on Ant. And guess what's happening? Cooking in the pot. He can't hang with him. And then on the other side, Ant's like this on defense. All over him. Can't get a shot off. Can't get space. Can't get to a spot. You know? And Jaden McDaniel is just another beast, too. And they switch and everything, but Jaden McDaniels was mostly on Devin Booker. Ant can kind of rest on Beal. I mean, he's so much better than him defensively, athletically and everything. You feel me? So, you feel me? Like, but you got to understand that this is a different dude. This is a different dude. And I've been telling you guys that. Now, let's get to the stats for the Timberwolves. McDaniel put a 9. 3 for 7, 0 for 2 for 3. Rudy Gobert put in 14 and 16. Great game by Rudy Gobert. Karl Anthony Towns gave you 19, 7, and 4. 5 from 9 from the field. 1 for 2 from 3. Wonderful. That's exactly what we want. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe some 23 points. But I'll take 19. I'll take 19. Mike Conley struggled a little bit. He went 2 for 12. 0 for 3 from 3. But he gave you 7 assists, 3 rebounds. Only 4 points, though. I expect that to be better. And then Ant went 14 for 24, efficient. 4 for 8 from 3, 50%. 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 33 points. And then Kyle gave you 2, but he got hurt. Luka Garza at the end. Naz Reid gave you 12. He went 2 for 6 from 3, 4 for 10 from the field, but his contribution was nice. And then Keel Alexander Walker. We're going to talk about his cousin a little bit later because he was on the last game of the slate. But, man, this guy, this family is talented. Shooting threes, getting inside. Whenever Ant's on the bench, he's the one getting buckets, from the bench unit. I love it. Hell of a defender. 7 for 12, 4 for 9. Really good efficiency. 4 rebounds, 2 assists from a guy that comes off the bench. I like it. What I expect for the rest of the series. I expect Minnesota to win today. Again. 2-0. I think Phoenix wins game 3 at home. They're going to come off juiced up and everything. Game 4 is going to be the actual game. Game 4 is where the series ends or keeps going. If this is going 7, it's going to be 2-2 coming back to Minnesota. If this is going to be over before 7, Minnesota's winning game 4. Go up 3-2, go up 3-1, and, finish it at home. And move on to the next. But I expect Phoenix to shoot better, obviously. They have their offense is too good. Grayson Allen's going to shoot better. But I believe this defense ain't going nowhere, man. They're going to have to. They scored 95 points. Yes, they struggled, but a lot of it was good defense. This is still the number 1 defensive team in the league, and you can't play like that. I mean, Phoenix can't play defense. So that you're hoping that Ant doesn't make his jump shots. You're hoping Jaden McDaniel stays cold. You're hoping Mike Conley doesn't hit his threes. Like, you're hoping for a lot of things, and Cat can still go for 40 if he gets hot. So, you got a lot of problems there if you're Phoenix. Next game, one that everybody loves, 76ers Knicks. I don't care if Joel Embiid is playing. You're in New York against Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, Mitchell Robinson, Miles McBride, who we're going to talk about. What's the problem with that? The energy. The Sixers cannot match the energy from a Josh Hart, from a Mitchell Robinson. They got destroyed on the boards. Destroyed. Actually, these 2 games, 76ers Knicks and Sun Timberwolves. If we look at the differential of the rebounds, the Suns got 28. You want to know how much the Minnesota Timberwolves got? 52. Murdered on the boards. If you're shooting, missing, and not getting an offensive rebound and getting in transition, you're going to get cooked in this league, especially in the playoffs against a guy like Ant. You're going to get cooked. The other game, just as bad. 33 to 55. 33 to 55, and you have Joel Embiid? Oh my God. Mitchell Robinson murdered Hardenstein, Robinson, Josh Hart put in 13 rebounds and 22 points. I mean, you are not winning in New York if you allow that type of rebounding discrepancy to happen. Because they're killing you on the offensive glass, and they're also killing you on the defensive glass, so they're finishing defensive possessions and getting out in transition. Brunson struggled in the first half. Didn't matter. Anunoby only put in 11. Hardenstein only scored 6. Brunson put in 22. Brunson scores 28 a game, and he can take it to 35 in the playoffs. The Sixers are in trouble. They just are, because you look at everything else. Josh Hart put in 22 and 13, 4 for 8 from 3. He doesn't shoot threes, but he went 4 for 8. So you got a hot one, especially at the end of the game when he hit 2 big ones. DiVincenzo didn't even drop threes. DiVincenzo went 2 for 5 from 3, 3 for 10 from the field. He dropped 8 points. You lost 111-104. Bogdanovich gave him 13. Miles McBride gave him 21, which was huge. 5 for 7 from 3, 7 of 12 from the field. It was amazing to see. But that was it. That was the rotation. You got cooked by 8 dudes. You know what I'm saying? Do I see it changing? Maybe. I mean, Embiid gave you 29, 8, and 6. That's, maybe he can give you a little more. We're searching for maybe 35 to 40 from him. The guy who kept you in the game, Tyrese Maxey, dropped 33. You can expect that from him. That's what you want from him. 33, 14 for 26, 3 for 9 from 3. I mean, maybe you would like some more assists. He got 4, but 33, that's what you need. Kelly Oubre gave you 10. Kyle Lowry gave you 18, 4 for 7 from 3 from Kyle Lowry. Embiid went 8 for 22. He struggled, but still scored 29 because he went to the line. Tobias Harris gave you 7, so maybe he doesn't struggle that much. Batum gave you 3. Paul Reed gave you 4. Cameron Payne gave you 0. And Buddy Hield gave you 0. He shot 1 3 the whole game. You're a 3-point shooter. What are you doing? When you get in the game, chalk them up. You're 40%. You could shoot. You're 40% for your career, not even this season. Your career. You're over 40% from 3. Shoot the ball. Do I think New York wins today? I believe so. I believe so just because, I believe that even though Joel Embiid might have a better game, when I look at Brunson, man, Brunson went 8 for 26. Brunson's not going 8 for 26 and 1 from 6 from 3. He's not. It's not what he's doing. You feel me? So, Josh Hart maybe doesn't give you 22, but then DiVincenzo gave you 8. DiVincenzo could give you 25, 30 if he gets hot from 3. I think it's very tough for the 76ers to figure something out in New York. Now, when we get to Philly, might be a different thing. But in New York, I think it's tough for Philly to get one. Next game. Lakers, Nuggets. Hey, let's get a nice round of applause and a laugh. Yeah, and a laugh. You know exactly why that laugh happens. I told you this. Nah, D'Lo's gonna shoot well. Nah, Austin Reeves. The defense is better. We can shoot threes. You've lost 9 in a row. What tells you about what you're doing is gonna tell you you're gonna get a win from there? 0 of 9. These guys are in your head. Okay? You had an 18-point lead, and I told my dad, they're gonna give that shit up. What happened in the second half? Gave that shit up. 114 and 103, bro. They toyed with you. You think you're getting confident shooting threes. Oh yeah, we're doing great. And then what happens? Jokic and Murray just say, nah, hold this right quick. Let's run this 2-man game. Whoop! What happened to that lead? Disappeared. What happened to the defense? Disappeared. What happened to the offense for the Lakers? They go cold. Missing bunnies, missing rebounds. The rebounding discrepancy in this one was 40 to 49. Denver won 9 rebounds. Those 9 rebounds were huge, especially some of the offensive ones. Look, the reason I said you guys are cooked, I say you guys because I am not a Laker fan. Okay? I say you guys. Especially the guys in the media that before this series said, yeah, I think the Lakers have a chance. And Shannon Sharp, you still think they got a chance? They don't got a chance, man. They don't got a chance. I give them 5. 5. They can get a win. Game 3 in LA because they're gonna come with fervor, and Austin Reeves is gonna play well, and D'Lo's gonna play well. That's it. Gentlemen sweep. Get out of here. Okay? You are no match for this team. This team laughs in your face. Okay? Look at this game. You think you losing with this game from Anthony Davis and from LeBron? You think you could do much better? Okay. Anthony Davis, 12 for 23, super efficient. Over 50% from the field. Now 0 for 4 from 3, but he took 4. But he gave you 14 rebounds, 5 assists, and 32 points against Jokic. What else do you want? Rui Hachimura gave you 7. LeBron went 10 for 16. Super efficient. 3 for 5 from 3. Super efficient. 6 rebounds. 8 assists. 27 points. You know what the problem was? He took 1 shot in the fourth quarter. 1. Gassed. Already, bro. You gassed. You gassed already, bro. I'm sorry, bro. If you gassed in the fourth quarter of game 1, you got a problem, son. Sorry. You old, 39. Yes, it's getting to you. You're the second greatest player of all time. But hey, man, Father Time clicks for everybody. And it's clicking for you. Feel me? Now, D'Angelo Russell, what I say? What I say? I say it was going to be one of these. It was going to be one of those. I told you. Okay? I told you. We've seen this before. Okay? He went 6 for 20. 1 for 9 from 3. 13 points in 41 minutes. He played as much as LeBron. 6 for 20. 1 for 9. And you're telling me that he's gonna outplay MPJ. We're gonna get to MPJ. Austin Reeves, the white savior. 5 for 9, 2 for 6, 13 points. A non-factor. A non-factor. Let's get to the real thing. Let's get to your bench. Taurean Prince, 11 points. Everybody else, 0. Goose egg. Okay? Jackson Hayes, 0. 0 for 0. Spencer Dinwiddie, 0 for 0. Didn't take any shots. Gabe Vincent didn't take no shots. He played 8 minutes. Spencer Dinwiddie take no shots. He played 13 minutes. Jackson Hayes played 4. Okay, he doesn't want to take shots. But he fouled twice. Got 3 rebounds, I guess. And in 20 minutes, Taurean Prince, 4 for 7. 1 for 3 from 3. Denver. Toying with you guys, okay? Toying. Gordon put in 12. 5 for 11. 0 for 3 from 3. 11 rebounds. So he went 12 and 11 and 7. Michael Porter Jr. dropped 19. 8 for 15. 3 for 7 from 3. 8 rebounds. You're going to say D'Lo's going to outplay that. Yeah, let D'Lo get 8 rebounds. I don't think so. Nikola Jokic cooked again. 32, 12, and 7. 1 for 3 from 3. 15 to 23 from the field. Normal Jokic game in the playoffs. Jamal Murray, 9 for 24. 9 for 24. And still cooked you? It still scored 22. Went 4 for 9 from 3. 6 rebounds. 10 assists. He averages 30 and 10. That's his average in the playoffs. Caldwell Pope gave you 7. 4 for 10 from 3. 4 for 11. 40%. Peyton Watson put in 8. Justin Holiday didn't put in anything. DeAndre put in 4. Reggie Jackson put in 3. Colin Brown put in 2. That's it. It was the best starting 5 in the NBA. That's what cooked you. Cooked you. I'm talking about stir fry. Cooked you. Deep fried. Like they did everything they wanted. Everything. You guys have no hope. None. We're going to get to a next game that also has no hope. One thing about the Suns and Timberwolves game, bench scoring. Man. Hey, we said that this was a problem for the Suns. 16 bench points. 14 that actually mattered though. 14 to what? 14 to what? You got 18 from Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 12 from Naz Reid. You know, you got 18 plus 12. 30? 30? 40? No, yeah. 30. 30 bench points. To how many? To 14. You're going to get killed on the bench points. They don't got a bench. Sunday. Miami Heat, Celtics. Listen, I'm not here going to do the song and dance. We knew we were getting blown out. Okay? We knew we were getting blown out. Now, I did see some lackadaisicalness from the Boston Celtics, and this is what I've been saying. They don't play hard once they got a lead. But let's really talk about what happened in this game. What happened in this game is very simple. Everybody who entered the game for the Boston Celtics hit a three. Wow, we haven't seen that before. Okay, so they went 40% from three. They win almost every game they go 40% from three. So Jovic got 10. He went 2 for 6 from three, 3 for 9 from the field. Caleb Martin was awful. He went 0 for 4 from 3, 4 points. He just didn't play good. Bam went 10 for 18. I like him taking 18 shots. 0 of 2 from 3, but 6 rebounds. I need more rebounds, Bam. 3 assists, 24 points. All right, he did his job. Tyler, 4 for 13, 3 of 9. I need more than 13 shots, and you can't go 3 for 9. 11 points is not enough, bro. Jaime, and you played 34 minutes. Jaime Jaquez Jr. went 8 for 16, so he shot more than you. 0 for 2 from 3. Tyler Hero and Jaquez both got 4 rebounds and 4 assists. One got 11 points, one got 16 points. The bench, 7 from Kevin Love, 5 from Duncan. Haywood Highsmith missed 4 threes, all of them. And DeLon Wright made 5 for 5 from 3 at the end when we were making a run. He put in 17 points. I think we got to play that kid more. We got him from Washington. Now, what happened with the Celtics? It wasn't Tatum. Tatum went 7 for 18. 1 for 8 from 3. 1 for 8. First playoff triple-double, 23, 10, and 10. Okay. But the real star was 7 for 13, 4 of 8 from 3, 4 rebounds, which I expected more, 1 assist, 18 points, Kristaps Porzingis. Anytime they needed a bucket, you would get him one. Drew struggled. He went 2 for 8, 6 points. Derek White went 6 for 10, 4 for 8 from 3, 20 points, expected. And Jaylen Brown struggled. He went 6 for 12, 3 for 5. So didn't struggle, but didn't shoot the ball as much as to score as much as he should have. Usually, he went 8 rebounds and 3 assists. Sam Hauser went 4 for 6 from 3, 12 points. Peyton Pritchard went 2 for 5 from 3, 3 of 7 from the field, 8 points. Al Horford, 2 for 5 from 3, 4 for 8, 10 points. That's where you get murdered. If they get cold, we can win a game or 2 or 3 or the series. If they go cold, they are not that good. Too much one-on-one basketball. The turnovers are still there. Our amoeba zone defense is still causing problems, even with Porzingis. They have stretches that they don't score. They just went 40% from 3. 44% this game. 44%, 22 of 49. They tied their playoff record with 22 threes or broke it. That's fine. It's a 7-game series. Possible 7 games. Are we going to get to 7? I don't think so. Not without Jimmy. I don't think so. We needed Jimmy. Jimmy would have made this score a lot closer. Jimmy would have made this score a lot closer. We lost by 20. 114, 194, and we were losing by like 29. So, by like 30. Close to almost 40 at one point. So, I don't expect much, but I feel like we can get a game, which would be disappointing for them. Pacers Bucks. Don't tell me now, I believe in Indiana because the Bucks haven't been right all year. Oh, too much turbulence in the Bucks. Hey, playoff experience matters. It's unquantifiable. Damian Lillard, 65 games in the playoffs. Bobby Portis, champion. Doc Rivers, champion. Everybody on that team won a chip. Covington won the chip. Yeah. You have to understand Brook Lopez, you have to understand what playoff intensity is like. What happened in that first half when Dame scored 35? Why he scored 35? Because he already been there before. Indiana was hesitant and jitters and turnovers and bad passes, and Halliburton wasn't himself, and they shot horrible from the field, which I expect them to shoot better. I'm not saying they won't. But don't say like Indiana can win the series because their offense is better, but and then completely forget that Giannis is coming back in the series and that Dame can put up 40 on you and shut the lights out. That's what he did in the first half. Now, in the second half, they started to gain back momentum and started playing Indiana basketball. But the only guy playing from whistle one all the way to the end was Pascal Siakam in 40 minutes, 15 for 25, 1 for 4 from 3. He gave you 13 rebounds, 2 assists, and 36 points. Only consistent source of offense. Only consistent source of offense. Aaron Naismith went 1 for 7 from 3, 7 points. Miles Turner went 5 for 17, 3 for 9 from 3 with 8 rebounds and 17 points. Andrew Nembhard went 2 for 6, 1 for 2 from 3 with 6 points. Tyrese Halliburton. If you want to be a superstar in this league, you need to shoot more. 4 for 7 is not going to get it done. 1 from 3 is not going to get it done. And you are known for your assist, and you got 8 assists. You got to get 12 to 15 if you want to win this series. And 9 points is not certainly not going to get it done. Obi Toppin gave him 4. Jaden Smith gave him 2. Doug McDermott gave him 0. He played 7 minutes, shot 1 3, missed it. Isaiah Jackson gave him 0, played 2 minutes. TJ McConnell gave him 10, 5 for 13, 0 for 3 from 3. And Shepard gave him 3, 1 3. For the Bucks, this is what you want to do. Bobby, 15, 7 of 15, missed both threes, but it got 11 rebounds. I like it. Chris Middleton, 9 for 14, efficient, 1 from 4 from 3. That's okay. You gave us 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 23 points. Brook Lopez, 5 for 10, efficient, 1 for 4 from 3. He gave us 4 rebounds. I expected a little bit more from that. 3 assists, but, 11 points. Patrick Beverley, 2 for 6, 1 for 2, gave you 5 points, 7 rebounds. And Dame, 11 for 24, 6 for 11 from 3, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 35 points, all in the first half. Cooking. I'm talking about 30-footers, 27-footers, off the dribble, in between the legs, step back, jab, step, wet. Cash money. That's Dame Lillard. That's Dame time. When he gets cooking like that, you ain't no stopping him. You could put a 8-footer in front of him. It don't matter. Wet. That's what you're hearing. Every time he lets it go. That's it. Second greatest shooter of all time. You know what I'm saying? And then, Crowder gave you 5 off the bench. Pat Connaughton gave you 6. Beasley gave you 9. So you got your contributions. But you blew them out in the first half. Now, do I expect the series to go like this the rest of the way? No. But please don't come at me when it's game 3, game 4, and the series is either 2-0 or 3-0, and Giannis came back, maybe game 3, and they got cooked. Don't tell me, Indiana was going to win. Nah, this is still a championship team. Doc Rivers got 4 practices in this last week. They had 3 the whole year with Doc Rivers. 3 since he came in. 4. Okay? I believe in practices. I think they're locked in. Middleton looks really healthy, dropping in 23. That's what you need. Bobby Portis with 15 and elite defense. It's going to be tough for Indiana, I'm telling you. Indiana better buckle up. This ain't going to be no picnic. Mavericks Clippers. Listen, I'm not worried about this game one. James Harden got hot. He usually does in game ones. He's at home. PJ Washington gave you 4 for 10. He went 2 for 7 from 3. I give him a pass. 11 points, 7 rebounds. Okay. Derrick Jones Jr. went 0 for 0 points. Daniel Gafford went 1 for 4. Very uncharacteristic of him. Kyrie went 10 for 18, 3 for 7, 31, 7 and 4. Good. That's what we need. Luka struggled at the beginning. Then he got kind of hot. 11 for 26, so less than ideal efficiency for him. 4 for 12 from 3. That's the problem. That's going to get better. 33 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. I would like more assists, but that's why they lost. It was the assist. And then, of course, Maxi Kleber misses 3 threes, only gives you 3 points. Tim Hardaway misses takes 5 shots, takes 2 threes, makes 1, only 6 points. Derek Lively only gave you 3 points. Dante Exum gave you 3 points. Josh Green gave you 4 points. You know, the bench didn't do much. But who killed the Mavericks this game is Ivica Zubac. Zubac destroyed them. 15 rebounds. A lot of offensive as well. And Paul George went 22. He went 8 for 20, so he went awful. 4 for 12 from 3, 6 and 3. Played good defense. 22 points. Zubac went 10 for 17, 15 rebounds, 20 and 15. Harden is the one that got cooking in the first half and kept it. 8 for 17, 6 for 11 from 3, 28. So old school Harden, 8 assists, 2 rebounds. Terrence Mann went 4 for 8. He gave you 13. That's good. 3 for 3 from 3. Amir Coffey didn't play good because it was his first playoff game. I think he'll get better, but he went 2 for 7, 2 for 4 from 3, 6 points. Plumlee gave him 2. Russell Westbrook gave him 13, 5 for 8, including 2 for 4 from 3 with 4 rebounds and 4 assists. And Norman Powell struggled. He went 2 for 6, 1 for 2, 5 points. I expect Dallas to play better. Dallas is not going to play at first half like that. I still expect Dallas to win this series. I still believe that Luka and Kyrie are too much. Derek Lively will play better. So will Daniel Gafford. So will PJ Washington. The defense will get better. And I do not think, Kawhi is still going to come back. That's what Clippers fans are saying. Going to come back. Hey, man. I think that Dallas has a lot to look forward to. Jason Kidd is going to probably fix those blitzes that they did to Luka and Kyrie, mix it up, a lot of lobs. I expect Derek Lively and PJ and Gafford to have good games next game. I think it's going to be 1-1. But I'm not worried. Not yet. And finally, Pelicans Thunder. The best game of the weekend was the last one. 94-92. A tight game between 5 points all game. Very short leads of 8. Very short leads it barely got to 10 and then right back to 5, 2, 3. Great game. For New Orleans, encouragements. 5 for 17, 12 points for Brandon Ingram. Herb Jones went 2 for 10, 2 for 8 from 3. Jonas gave you 13, 5 for 9. CJ went 9 for 22. He struggled. Murphy went 8 for 18, 21. Nance gave you 8. Najee Marju gave you 5. Alvarado, gave you 5. So, Ingram, he's going to score more than 12. And CJ should score more than 20. Trey Murphy is the factor. He can be up in the 25 range. And then Herb Jones has to hit his threes. You can't take 8 threes and only make 2. Can't go for 2 for 10 from the field. For OKC, they had a really good game. Holmgren got 15 and 11. J-Dub got 19, 1 for 5 from 3, but he went 8 for 18, 7 and 4. Shea went 11 and 24, struggled in the first half, 0 for 3 from 3, 28, 6 and 4. Josh Giddey went 2 points, He literally put up 2, 3, and 3. Wow. 1 for 6, 0 for 2 from 3. Basically did nothing in 20 minutes. Cardio. And then Lou Dort put in 2 for 6, 2 for 4 from 3, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 6 points. Arkansas, Jalen Williams dropped in 6. Kenrich Williams dropped 2. Kason Wallace dropped 5. Aaron Wiggins dropped 6. Isaiah Joe dropped 5. So 92 to 94. Defense was insane. At the end of the day, New Orleans could have gotten this game. Man. And it's tough because if they would have gotten this game, they would have bought themselves a little bit more time with Zion. If they could push it to 7, this pushes it to next week. And maybe we're talking about him maybe getting a game 6, game 7, maybe. But with this loss, it puts more pressure on New Orleans. And I believe OKC is only going to have better games from now. But Valanciunas is good. Irv Jones is good. The defense is really good for the Pelicans. And I expect this still to be a battle because it was a battle all day long. Shea's going to be better. J-Dub will be better. Brandon Ingram will be better. CJ will be better. Herb Jones will shoot better. Trey Murphy will shoot even better. So I expect it to be a dogfight, but I think I still got OKC in 5 or 6. So those were the playoffs. Game 1s. We have game 2s today. For baseball, the standings are, we have a switch at the top of the American League East. Baltimore's been on a tear, 14-7. Even though the Yankees are 15-8, they're tied. Boston moved its way up to 3. Toronto's at 4, only 2.5 games back, and 3 games back is Tampa Bay. Still up for grabs, that division. One of the most competitive divisions in baseball. Cleveland is leading the Central, which was wide open, even though we expected KC and Detroit, which are 3 and 4 games back respectively. The Twins are struggling, 7-13. And the Chicago White Sox are officially dead. 12.5 games back. It's over. Okay? Just pack up the tent and don't even play the rest of the season, bro. 12.5 games back, and we're not even 30 games into the season. Woo! 3 for 18. Man. In the West, Texas and Seattle are Seattle's half a game back of Texas. 12-11, 11-11. The Angels are 2.5 games back. The Oakland A's are 3 games back, and the Houston Astros are 5 games back. Are we pressing the panic button? A little bit. A little bit there in Houston. JV came back, Justin Verlander. The pitching's not there yet. Jordan hasn't really woken up yet. Neither has Kyle Tucker. Tuve's doing well. I expect Jeremy Pena to do well this year. Yainer Diaz, McCormick, Dubon. The pitching staff is where it's tough, especially the closing. Josh Hader has blown 2 saves. Presley's blown another one. So, it's tough pitching. But that's a tough division overall, if we're really being honest. In the National League, we have Atlanta by 1 game over Philly, by 2.5 games over the Mets, 4.5 games over Nationals, and Miami 6-17, 9.5 games back. It is starting to smell like it's time to close the curtain. Now we have some good young pitching. Edward Cabrera, Jesus Luzardo, Garrett, Meyer. But bullpen sucks. Hitters are not hitting. That's tough to win games there. We're not closing games either. Milwaukee is in the Central, up 2 games on Chicago, 2.5 on the Reds, 4 games on Pittsburgh, so they've kind of cooled off from the hot start. And St. Louis is 6 games back, still kind of in it. The West is the Dodgers up by 1 over the Padres, 1.5 over Arizona, 2.5 over San Francisco, and the Colorado Rockies are 7 behind. So that's starting to look iffy there. But that's also the most competitive National League division. Things that I've seen. Shout out to Shohei Ohtani passing Hideki Matsui yesterday for hitting the most home runs by a Japanese-born player. It's really cool to see a guy that's 29 and still has 10 years to play already breaking those type of records. Hideki played a lot of years for the Yankees. He retired when he was like 36. He played a lot in Japan as well. So nice for Shohei Ohtani to get that milestone, and I expect a lot more milestones to be ahead for him. Acuna has started to pick it back up, but he's still not at MVP form. Ellie's playing really good. The best hitter right now, I would have to say, is William Contreras on the Brewers. That guy is nuts. It's going absolutely bonkers. Willie's hitting well. Willie Adames. C.J. Abrams is playing really well for the Nationals. The pitching staff for the Phillies is pitching amazing. I mean, they went back-to-back games with seven innings no hit by Wheeler and I believe it was Ranger Suarez. Texas is playing well. Adolis hit another bomb. He has 6 for the year. Corey Seager hasn't woken up yet. Neither has Evan Carter. I expect that to change. No Josh Young yet. I expect Wyatt Langford to start picking it up. Julio started to pick it up for Seattle. Trouty's still being Trout. Rendon got hurt again, so we'll see how long he's out. Oakland is feisty there. They play game. They play well. They have some decent pitching with Blackburn. Mason Miller at the end of the rotation as closer is throwing 101 and sliding people. That's disgusting. But overall, I think that's so competitive, that division. The Angels pitchers are doing well. Sandoval's pitching. Canick is pitching well. Of course, Reed Detmers is their ace. Cabrera, the other, I believe his name is Soriano. He pitched yesterday, played as well. So I expect the Angels to be somewhat in it. Cleveland is playing really well. Shane Bieber is hurt, but they still got Tyler Bybee. They still have Tristan McKenzie, Gavin Williams. They're still playing well. Cole Reagan's got hit hard for the Royals. His past start, but Bobby's playing well. Salvador Perez is hitting the absolute shit out of the ball. Michael Garcia's playing well. MJ's playing okay. For Detroit, Spencer has to pick it up. Riley Green has to pick it up. Tarek Skubal has to pick it up. Just overall, the whole team, Baez, Spencer Meadows, all of them got to pick up. Maybe bring up Max Clark finally, So they got to pick it up. The Twins, it's a combination of pitching and just not hitting. Correa is not really hitting. Neither is Royce is not even in the lineup. Byron started off good, struggling. Jeffers, Julian, everybody's struggling. The White Sox were not mentioning nothing. Garrett Crochet still pitching well. And then in the East, Baltimore's playing really well. Corbin Burns is in his groove. Grayson Allen, I think, goes today. For New York, Juan Soto's been a godsend. Judge hasn't even woken up yet, and they're tied for the lead in the division, so that's scary. Volpe cooled off. Glaber got hit hard. Actually bounced a ball off his ankle, but he's okay. Rizzo's playing good. They just need Judge and Stanton to pick it up, and then they'll be unstoppable. For Boston, it's pitching. Brian Bayo, Cutter Crawford. I mean, it's pitching for them. They're doing great pitching. Lance Lynn, Sadon, Sadon is hitting, but not really yet. Devers has been okay. The guy, Jalen Duran has been good. Tristan Casas has hit some bombs. But they have a lot of errors, man. They lead the league in errors by a ton. But I think they'll move down in the standings as the series, as the season starts getting really underway. Toronto, Barrios is their ace, La Máquina. You know what I'm saying? You got Gosman, Yusei Kikuchi. You know, I don't know when Manoa's coming to pitch, but they're pitching well. Bobichette hasn't woken up. Vladdy hasn't woken up. Varsho's kind of keeping up their offensive firepower right now. They just need more from the big guy. They need more from Vladdy. They need more from Bobichette. You know, if you're gonna have that good of pitching, you need to back it up with good hitting. Tampa, they're only 3 games back. It's just the pitching right now. No McClanahan, no Springs, no a lot of pieces gone out of that rotation. Rosarena hasn't really woken up yet. Paredes is playing well. Junior Caballero's playing well. But overall, just need a little bit more offensive firepower, maybe a trade at the deadline, and the pitching. The pitching has to get better, but I think their ace right now is Pepio. That kid is different. That kid can really play, and that's why he was with the Dodgers. And that's it, guys. That's episode 101. The draft is this Thursday. Mock draft drops on Thursday's episode. Thank you for all the support. Really loving NBA basketball. Formula One's on to Miami. NASCAR's on to Dover. I really love the sports landscape right now. NHL is still happening. Champions is still happening. We'll talk about that on Thursday. And the Panthers won game 1. That's all we worry about here. Panthers won game 1, even though we're going against the Lightning. So it's a Florida matchup, the same as the Eastern Conference Finals last year. But I believe we can win this one and be healthy enough to maybe make a run. We got to go through some dogs, but I believe it's possible. But thank you very much. I've been El Velez. This has been the Exec Talk Podcast, episode 101. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow us on all our socials, and I leave you all with the outro.
El exec.